All right. I think we're there. Hello? Hello, world? Are we
Still
live
says
now?
waiting for
It
me.
still says waiting on YouTube. Did you switch it to YouTube or did you still have it on RTMP? Oh no, here we are.
Here we are.
We
Okay.
are there.
Oh, I see it here too. All right, we're
There
on.
we go.
We're there.
Still says waiting for me.
Did
Yeah.
you refresh
The liveness?
your browser, Jamar?
Do we
Yeah,
do we
I
have
got.
the liveness?
I think we're live.
Now make sure you mute your stream. Now, come
Nope,
on,
I did.
Mute your what?
mute
All right, we
your
are good.
YouTube window if you're
We're
watching.
in. We're in.
The chat saying we
Oh
are
no.
live. So
All
here we
right.
go.
All
Yeah,
Here
right.
we
man, we're
go.
live.
David,
Hey.
Yeah. Hello,
take it
everybody.
away.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, everybody being here and being patient. Thank you so much. This is the Colorado Modular Synth Society Bandcamp Modular Synths Artist Listening Party June edition. Thank you so much for coming. This is this has been a hell of a week, a hell of a month, a hell of a year, right? So I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep saying that because I really do. I am joined by a lot of beautiful people here, and we're gonna have a really good time and try to, you know, hopefully show you some new artists you haven't heard yet, and get hip to some cool causes that really matter right now. So um, I know we're running a little bit behind, so I'm just going to jump right into introductions. So while I think what might be easier is everybody takes a turn and just introduce themselves, and we'll start off with Ali. Go ahead. Oh, there you are.
What up, y'all? Ali, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, Ali Architect. If you don't have him on your Instagram, do that right away. If you haven't watched his YouTube videos, uh, do that as well. You have that new one up right now. Uh,
Yeah, I just put one up, episode 8 on Anna, and
on Anna.
yeah, I just kind of give like a musical overview of modules, how I'm using them to create music, rather than like a technical overview that you see a lot of, or there's guys out there that's doing real good technical overviews. So I don't feel like I need to do that. So I just try to give like a musical overview of the modules, and yeah,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. I love those things. They're great.
thanks,
Especially,
man. Appreciate it.
yeah, I watch them. I bought a few things because of that.
I love that series. I love that series, and I mean, that's definitely cost me money too, Jamar. So you kind of,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
know,
actually,
My
maybe
bad.
I did
quote
look
me
it
a
up.
free module maybe for that.
I don't think that's how it works, man. And we also have Frey Frey.
Hey, hey. Frey Daughter Drexia coming at you guys from Brooklyn. Thank you for asking me to join.
Right on. Thank you so much for dropping in. I really do appreciate it. We got Maryland, Brooklyn, San Diego, and then you got us two guys over here in Colorado, uh, Denver, and out there in Louisville. And
Louisville.
and we got Jono. Jono, how you doing?
What's up, you guys? Hey, thanks for having me back, man. Last time was so fun. We were
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
out on
Thanks
May
for being back.
May 1st doing the same thing. That was so fun. We stayed
Yeah,
up way too late. It was
That was a
great.
long show.
that was a long show.
It was awesome though. I mean, we had
It was.
like 70 tracks and we only played like a quarter of them or something.
Yeah, yeah, we
Mhm.
Yeah,
didn't
that
get to
was
play
awesome.
everybody. So, and we appreciate everybody who's sent in. I've been seeing requests and recommendations come in on Instagram. People have DM'd me uh, requests, and I hope we get to play a lot of them tonight and put some of those up. But if we don't get to them, we'll put the whole list up in the description later on, so you can come back and keep on discovering because
I
that's
had
what it's
to
about.
I had to send Traversy the new link because she was trying to get in with the
Oh
old
yeah,
link.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So I just sent it
And
to her,
here we
but I
go.
don't
There she
know if
is.
she
Oh, hey, what's up? Perfect timing.
Yo, you're on
My
mute.
bad. Unmute yourself.
Wait,
There you
can
go.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
there she is.
Hey.
There you
Hey.
go.
What
So,
up?
1 second.
Right on.
It's so weird.
Tavarsi's in the house. That's cool. That's cool. There we go. There we go. This is fun. This is already fun right off the bat. We just got started. We haven't played
That's
a single
good.
song. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So anybody who hasn't seen this before, the whole idea was that with the first Fridays of the month being the day that Bandcamp is not is waiving their fees, we were going to take some time to kind of highlight modular synth artists who are on Bandcamp and putting out music and try to get them some love and some support. Obviously, we know that like this is a pretty nerdy thing we're doing right now, and it's a niche on top of a niche. So um, that's in itself is a challenge, and then to get to that next level where you're actually putting out music, that takes a lot, and I really think that supporting those folks is important. What we're gonna do a little different about this show, though, um, is we're gonna like try to highlight some of those artists that, on top of all that, have also decided to forego their sales and put those towards good causes, to organizations that uplift people of color and also fight injustice, um, racial injustice. So we're gonna add those folks to the list too. So that's kind of that's part of the focus there. We also want to obviously still kind of keep up with the discovery thing and put up some artists that maybe you haven't heard of before, that aren't in your circle. uh, I think uh, as a Latino, I know that when I first got into modular, uh, I was suspecting that it was going to be kind of an all white guy thing, and for the most part it still is. But I've you know uh, been so happy to see other people with darker skin tones, out there too, still being a part of this community. And I have to say, like personally, I've experienced a lot of community and a lot of love from all my brothers and sisters out there. So I want to keep that out, keep going. So that's part of what's kind of driving today, and why we've asked everybody to come in here. And Jono's been really instrumental in helping put that together. So thank you so much, Jono. I appreciate that.
Community, man.
Yeah.
No brainer stuff. Yep.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of interesting because the modular synth society, modular like societies, the one thing that everybody says when they get a part of it is like how sharing and how communicative and
Yeah.
these groups are anyhow. So unlike, and I know a lot of us have backgrounds in other music scenes, and it's not like that. So
Yeah, right.
That's for sure.
So that was me gabbing a lot, and I just want to again thank you all for being here. So
Come on, man. That was a great intro. Come on. That was awesome.
Thank you. That's awesome.
So do you wanna get started with some music?
Yeah. I think we should get it started with some music. Would anybody like to start with a recommendation right off the bat? Anybody got something burning?
Well, me and Jono was talking about lo-fi astronauts, so maybe we could start with him.
Yeah, let's look that up. So I think do we have that on the queue?
I don't think I can properly introduce him though, and I know that Frey, you had some cool thoughts on that guy.
Well, we
On Black.
we actually we connected because both of us have AE, abused electronic tangible wave systems. And so I think we like started writing each other from our IG posts. I think we were like, I think we're the only Black people using AE. and then we started sharing music, and we both come from other music scenes and started getting into modular and for different reasons in different ways. And he was asking me about Afrofuturism, which is something that's really a part of my work. And he realized Afrofuturism is where he's been all along, so that's what's up.
You got to tell us about Afrofuturism.
Afrofuturism is kind of like making a way out of no way. It's in life, when you're a person of color, to try to stay sane in an insane world. And it really started with Sun Ra, Space is the Place. And then, Miles took some up, and then Alice Coltrane, and then you got Lee Dub, Scratch Perry doing that spacey stuff. So it really went spacey, but Drexcia took it down into the sea. And so the Drexcian myth is really interesting for me. And I actually grew up going to Detroit techno shows and Drexia shows when I was in high school and between high school and college. So the whole Afrofuturistic thing is really just about creating a sonic world of freedom and equality and healing.
Amen.
So is it Deep Space Journey? Is that?
I put it on the list. It's no, it's at the very top. It's Black Moth. So this guy, Lo-Fi Astronaut, performs as a few things, but one of them is Black Moth. It's on the top of the file.
Okay.
Random Act 7. The song is called Searching for Self.
Cool.
His stuff is gorgeous. So he's in
Yeah.
Maryland like you, Ali.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I got to reach out and talk with this guy because I love his stuff.
Yeah, his Instagram really, really, really well.
Let's put his Instagram up on the chat too, if people want to follow him.
I see the link for that.
Hey,
I am
Norman's
still
here.
getting the file.
What's up, Normandy Falls?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Norman, I bet that Modect is going to join us here in a minute too, and then we'll have the full, but we'll have, a little bit of Austin crew here.
Did you find that?
Yes, I got it.
All right. So when we play it,
Sorry, we're a little loose here, guys.
we're gonna
Yeah,
be yeah,
We're gonna
so-
get our, we're gonna get our
professional,
pace.
Professional showrunner
Yeah, come on.
is not here this time. So, okay.
Well, the
so-
quote of the night is streaming is harder than modular.
That's
Like,
right. That's
Okay, here it
right.
is. So if you want to follow this guy on Instagram, I'm gonna put his tag right in the chat. Okay.
Cool. We're gonna play like about 2 or 3 minutes of like this track, and then come back to it. So I'm gonna mute my mic so we can dive into it.
You got to get us off this stream, man. So we're not just bobbing our heads. We can't be
go.
doing that. God, it's kind of stuff you could just listen to all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mad
So-
relaxed now.
So good. Yeah, I just reached out to him. I'm like, dude, we got to talk. We got too many mutual friends. Like, we got to do this. You guys know how I got to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so deep, man, and like got this cool droniness to it, and then like all his videos are like that too. They got like not all of it, but like they got that. They're heavy, I think. To me, they
So
are.
good.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
a
like
reminder to the viewers that this is Bandcamp Day. 100% proceeds go to the artist. And in a lot of these cases, the label or the artist are donating their money, or we're just here to support the artist. So if there's a time to buy music and support the artists, man, it is today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is today.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frey, I think I cut you off. You were just going to say something about him.
No. I was just thinking about the sonic landscapes, kind of vibe of his pieces that I really appreciate.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wish he was here to talk about some patch notes.
Yeah.
Ha.
Totally.
We'll
Next
have to
time,
have him-
because it's July.
Yeah, we still got we still got July coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monoscene, I think you got to turn your mic up a little.
Okay.
There you go.
You're a little low.
Word.
All right.
There
Ali,
we go.
I know you're all the way out there on the East Coast.
We can't hear you, Travarsi.
Oh no, Jamar's bikes.
No.
We lost her.
What?
If Travarsi can't do it, I got to go, guys. See ya. It's good seeing you guys. All right.
He said bounced out. He's just getting more pizza.
Yeah.
Using my phone in selfie mode as a mirror.
Yeah.
Now her mic is actually muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is
It's
just
muted.
muted right now.
Yeah. I'm out on the East Coast though.
Streaming just.
In Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna appreciate you. I know you got the kiddos and you've been probably up all day, so I wanna play one of your tracks real quick.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just
And
put
I
that.
I got some new stuff going on Bandcamp next week. So
Okay.
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
looking it up, and I was wondering, where's all this stuff at?
Yeah.
I know he's busy.
I got a lot of stuff, man. Mixing and mastering is like my kryptonite.
I hear that.
I hear that, man. Yeah. I have a buddy. I just send all to him. Right on.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a good one. I
Alright.
love this one. This is cool. Yeah.
And we've got him here so we can get some patch notes afterwards.
Some patch notes.
All
Yeah.
right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If
All
I
right.
remember,
Alien
I have to like
organism.
listen.
Well, just make it up, man. Yeah, I think I patched a little something to.
He's like, I don't know.
It was mostly rings into clouds.
Rings in the
think.
clouds. Yeah. Clouds put the
think
feedback in the ring.
Kind of rings into clouds, sort of thing.
Clouds is probably like the least used module in my rig, but yeah.
There it is. There it is.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
good.
Oh, thank you.
Nice
Thank
job, Ali.
So
you.
good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that right there is like one of my earlier tracks. I think
Okay,
I
can
made
you guys
that.
hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
hear you loud and
Yes.
clear.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
All right,
Speak
all
loud.
right.
Nice. You were saying that's your early track?
Yeah, that's one of my earlier tracks. Probably made that about a year ago. Like definitely during my experimentation phase, just getting to know the rig, getting to know my instrument, stuff like that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. That one, I can tell SV1 was that the lead that was in there, and those little like weird crickety sounds, that was rings. And of course the drums was MPC, and there was something else in there. I'm not sure what that was. It was probably STO though. It's probably STO.
Cool.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
HR Tear is asking you, Ali, only one track on Bandcamp, Ali?
I got some more coming, man. I actually might just like put them up tomorrow, maybe.
Okay.
You said that you had some problem mixing and mastering. Is there anything I can do for you, man?
I mean, it's not
I'm no
more.
Nathan Moody here, but I'm just saying.
No, it's not like a problem. It's just more of like I'm too lazy to do it. But I did a lot of them, so I'm almost done. I just wanted to put it up as like a couple tracks. But I think I might just go ahead and throw like 3 or 4 up tomorrow. I know I've been slacking. A lot of people have been asking me for content.
Content. Music is not content. You gotta tell them that right away. God damn it. Well, dude, let me just tell you what I tell everybody and what I tell myself and what keeps me going is that, like, and I know you have kids, I got little kids. This is our legacy, man. This is what we've got.
Yeah.
We gotta leave. We gotta hurry. We gotta hurry and get shit out.
I hear you.
Dude, seriously, look back at 10 years and be like, yo, I was prolific because I know you got stuff all the time that is so solid.
Yeah, I record everything too, so I got a lot.
That stuff needs to be out. Come on.
I got
Ali,
you.
you should put up that set that you did for the Cloud Festival.
Oh, the Uncloud.
Every track on there was just, yeah. It was,
Yeah.
it was
A lot of what I'm gonna put up is from that. It's that what I'm gonna put up is the stuff that didn't make it to my album and some stuff from Uncloud.
Cool.
That's awesome, man. You're giving us something to look forward to the next day or two. All right.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Were you on Data Cult?
No, not yet.
Okay. Because I was gonna say if you were, just chop that up into pieces and call it an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I
We love you, man.
was gonna ask you
Thanks,
about the drums on that, and you said it was on the MPC.
Yeah, I do most of my drums on the MPC. My only like drum module is the Endorphins Black Noir. So yeah, most of my drums come from my MPC. It's just my style is like I know the drums are gonna hit how I want them to hit. They're gonna be like, loose, off time, that hip hop swing to it, and it's pretty hard to get that inside of the modular. Yeah, that's why I'm creating my own module.
Oh,
There you
what?
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can you
As
tell
can
us
see,
a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
a little station. I got some
Some
prototypes
prototypes.
going on here. I'm dropping boards and shit, but it's all good.
That one's on sale.
That's the freebie which he's gonna send you, Dave.
That's cool with me, man. I
Little dodgy.
I'm me like probably like a lot of other people. Who I was like going back and forth. Like, do I do modules in Eurorack? I mean, do I do drums in Eurorack or do I do it outside? I feel like I mean, I hear you. I mean, I decided like last year, or I guess like last year, I was like, I'm gonna stick with staying in the Eurorack, for better or for worse,
Yeah. See, I like my stuff sloppy and it's not just a swing. You know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
just shifting everything to one side. It's like this one's over here, this one's over here. You know, it's that human effect that
Mhm.
that gives it that vibe, that the movement to it. So I couldn't find that in Eurorack, so I started digging into like my other love, which is electronics, and like making my own MPC style module that'll allow me to get the kind of swing and the kind of groove that I want inside of Eurorack. And
That's
I'm a real, like, when I do my drums, like, I like pads, you know what I mean? So but yeah, so I'm gonna have it's probably gonna be like 4 to 8 pads, and nah, not like jitter on marbles. I'm seeing Matt Stewart comment. It's more like just human, man. It's just like mistakes. Like everything being perfect doesn't sound right to me. Right? So when everything's on that grid, it's just too stiff for me. I like to like relax off of it a little bit, and it's really hard to do that in Eurorack. I've been finding some tools though to like just throw off timing and stuff like that. But honestly, for me, it's about not making stuff hard. So if it's easier for me to get what I want right out of my MPC, then why am I going to spend an hour in my Eurorack?
Right.
So
yeah.
Like, I think about Fluxus. I know both you and I like Fluxus, and you can set swing per beat and all that, but still, then it's programmed per the beat, and it's going to come up again in the same way.
Yeah.
The only
Different than actually pumping
sequencer
it in,
that I have come across, and of course I have it now, is the ER101 that'll allow me to do what I want. Like, you wouldn't think of programming drums with the ER101, but it's possible and super freaking easy, and you can throw everything off the way you want it. It's not set on a grid. You can say, oh, I want this step 3 long, and I want this step 8 long, and 24 is a quarter note, so you can get in there and just manage your timing with it very easily. So
I can't believe that the 101 is easy.
it looks like a time machine, man, but the way I think about music is in numbers already. So it makes sense to me. It just clicked to me when I seen people using it. I was like, that's how I think about it. So I was like, all right, let's take this plunge. Let's try it. And I got it. I loved it. I mean, I've tried a couple other sequencers, and they didn't make it a week.
You like Fluxus though, still, right?
Oh, I never had a Fluxus.
What?
Yeah,
we talked about Fluxus.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot, and it seemed really dope. But the ER101 is just the sequencer I need. I don't need anything else really. I got 4 channels. I can make it drums. I can make it CV. I can make it, my melody source, whatever I want to do with it. So that and voltage block, man. With those two, I'm
block.
Yeah, voltage block is like my lazy man melody maker. I'll just stick a clock in there and scratch one of the channels, and if I don't like it, I'll scratch again and scratch again and scratch again until something nice comes out. And I'm like, this is it,
Absolutely.
Go from there and just keep building.
Voltage block was a game changer here too. I couldn't believe it was so easy and so cheap.
Yeah,
that thing is just dope.
Yeah, I heard about the Hermod too, and I've seen somebody using the Hermod and the ER101 together, and I was just like, bro, you're crazy. Like, dang, what's my homeboy's name? Actually, why am I blanking out? I'll remember it, but he's another person that should have something up on Bandcamp, and his stuff is really dope. Let me find it actually real quick. I guess.
Yeah. Look it up, and then shoot it in the private chat. We'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody who uses both of those sequencers also is Helen Vogelsinger. She likes both those sequencers.
Word.
And she's the queen of Hermod. My God.
Fossilize Me. That's it. So I'll put it.
Fossilize Me.
Yeah.
Bring it up. Yeah. I use the Metron for all my drums, and you can do some cool swing stuff there too. Although I've been kind of driven towards the more computer blocky thing. But I hear you. Though one thing, because I used to do hip hop stuff, and I remember the old drum machines and the SPs and stuff like that, and definitely MPCs. But one thing I love when I was listening to that is like those toms, that doo doo. Like
Mhm.
I can't find that. I can't find that sound in modular yet without
Right.
samples.
And think about it. I've been making music since I was like 12, man. So I've amassed a huge library of sounds that I just acquired over all of those years, and it's just like, am I gonna throw those away? Hell no.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's
So-
fair enough.
And I like a lot of percussion in my stuff too. So, and it's, I mean, like I said, once again, I could make that stuff literally in the rig, but why spend an hour making percussion using up all my voices when I could just do it in the MPC, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know, spend $20,000 on more modules to make enough voices to, you know, do all of that. But you know, you make do with what you have, you know, and it's just, for me, it's about making music and just getting my emotions out, you know, in out of my fingers and into something that's tangible, you know. So I don't have to choke nobody, you know.
Right. Hey. Yep.
You and I talked about Mutant Brain. How are you interfacing your MPC with your ORAC?
So yeah, it goes MPC into Mutant Brain. So MPC is controlling Mutant Brain, and then Mutant Brain's controlling PAM and the ER101, and then PAM clocks everything else. And then I got a couple triggers coming out, so I can just, you know, knock a couple things, you know, hit a couple keys on my MPC and trigger some things, or I can trigger ducking on my cockpit with my MPC, you know, stuff like that. Like I like to duck some of my drums and not some, and it gives this, you know, a weird effect sometimes. So yeah, it helps me just you know, control stuff in the rig like that. But yeah, that's what I'm going, MPC to Mutant Brain out to everything in the rig. And then sometimes I'll get special with it and like link it with Logic and make Logic the master running everything. But yeah.
So you've got it all turned on right now. I feel like you just want to maybe play something for us, man.
I mean, I was
just kind of getting this feeling like it might happen.
I can, here, let me switch my audio source.
Oh shit.
All right. Channels just put him right on the spot.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, if you want, I mean, you know.
I mean, I'll just play for you what I was making like before the show.
Okay.
World premiere.
Exclusive.
You
I mean,
hear
come
it right
on.
here.
Exclusive.
All right, hold on. Let me change this to input 1, 2.
Oh, we're gonna get a direct.
Yeah.
This is yeah, this is exclusive here. Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we hear
Yeah,
it.
nice.
Yeah.
So tomorrow you'll
Put it on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
So tomorrow then. Okay, good.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
That's
Oh,
special.
that wasn't direct audio though. That was through my camera speakers. Oh well, it is what it is, you know.
Sounded pretty bright.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's up. I mean, like that was like literally 10 minutes before I hopped in here, so it's just a little sample. I didn't feel like as you can see, I still got crap wired up. Yeah, I'll play something else if y'all want. I can load something.
Please.
All right, I'll play a track me and the homeboy made the other day that I really like. Let's get some actual direct audio though. Hold on.
So I looked up that fossilized me guy, man, and I'm already following him. It's like, fuck. And he's local. He's with you in Maryland.
So David, I know you were talking about getting Tom, like that Tom sound or Toms. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
I was like, wait, yeah, what are you gonna say again? I was like-
Oh, okay. 'Cause the Erica Synth Toms actually sounds pretty good.
Does it?
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Frank,
thinking
you
about that
have
module.
right?
Yeah, I do. I was thinking
How-
about that module.
But
We were
yeah,
just
that
talking about that
that's
one.
How big is it though? I feel like all those all those older like Erica says like drum modules were like 20, 30 HP.
I want to
And
say
that,
it's like 10,
like,
12,
yeah, I think it's
12.
12. I think it's 12.
12.
Yeah,
Do you remember like
Yeah.
when
something like that.
like all the
Yeah.
early like drum modules were all like gigantic, you know? And I was
Like
like,
the hex
oh.
inverter stuff.
Yeah, the hex inverter
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I'm gonna need a bigger rack.
Does
for
anybody
that.
like hex inverter drums? Like, is anybody like using those?
I don't.
I
I don't either.
I don't.
Never see them around.
I
I'm
mean,
sure they're out there.
I've never. Yeah.
I mean, people really like them.
I've heard people playing with them. They sound great, but I
Yeah, yeah.
don't.
Plus, it's like
Yeah.
one module per drum sound. So it's like, here's 104 of just, hex inverter drums.
Don't knock it though. I love my drum modules.
Yeah.
No shade
yeah,
on hex
yeah.
inverter. Okay.
Yeah. No, but they've definitely gotten a lot smaller.
I got a
now.
lot of drum modules, but I'm cool with that.
But you're going to sell all those because you just got on a simulator. So I
I'm
know
gonna
what,
use that in addition to.
I
No,
know what's
and-
going to happen there.
Well, I put those in the big case back here.
Yeah, one goes out to play the simulator. You sample everything at home.
Yes, exactly. That's what I plan on doing. I put all the drum modules in my big case, and then the assimilators going in the performance case.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you have to give it back to your friend, or have you already found one and ordered it?
No, he said I can hang on to it till I find one. So
Oh,
thank
what a
you.
Oh
friend!
wow.
he's amazing.
Are you
That's a
wait? Are
great
you looking?
friend.
Are you looking for an simulator?
I am.
Oh, we have somebody in our groups selling one like right now.
Oh,
I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up with a
We'll
link.
make that happen.
all right.
Yeah.
all right.
We'll make that
Nice.
happen.
Nice.
Yeah,
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it.
yeah.
Asking to
I
shall
like-
receive.
Moving it,
Yeah.
shaking and grooving in this group here. I like it.
The little paste his Patreon info right in there. Boom.
Exactly.
Oh,
Or Venmo.
That's funny. Oh, Ali, you got your thing. All right, here you go. Here
He's
we go.
up. He's up. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Nice, Ali.
Sweet.
Good feel.
We got
Great
the exclusive.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I like the outro there.
Killer.
Thanks,
So
yo.
great, man. So great. I got to get Mutant Brain wired up. I had it wired up, and I wasn't stoked with certain latency tracking back and forth, and I was just like, maybe it's just not my time right now.
You just gotta mess around with the settings, man.
Yeah.
It's
That interface, though, is just so cryptic.
It took me a good 2 days to get it set up, but the interface is pretty. I don't know. For me, it's pretty simple. 1 goes with A, 2 goes with B, 3 goes with C, 4 goes with D, and those are my
Gotcha.
voices. Those are my 4 voices right there, right? And then everything else is just like triggers and clocks and gates.
Yeah, no, that part I'm fine with, but I just felt like the latency with Cubase and going back and forth wasn't awesome, and
Okay.
I was like, yeah, it's okay. It wasn't dead on.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing anything percussive, it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, my Pamela's new workout always says 2 BPM less than what it really is. And it was driving me crazy for like the first month. And then I just had to let it go. Like, listen, everything's on time. This is what it is. Okay. It's 2 BPM below.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me. It was more like certain things were in sync and certain things weren't, and tracking back and forth, I was like, fuck this. So now when I track in Cubase, I'm clockless, and it's fine because once they're in Cubase as audio channels, there's no timing issues because they just striped in multi-track. But like if I'm trying to come out of modular into Cubase for some effects, not live. It's just not fun.
I've been using that the noise engineering. They have that new module coming out. The computer, the latency is pretty much 0, and that's USB and MIDI. It has a TRS adapter, but it also has MIDI USB, which is I use that.
Maybe that's the thing, because I'm coming out of Mutant Brain with this like MIDI dongle, and there were so many, and I messaged Hex directly and said, what's the one you recommend? What's going to be the one? And they recommended this one on Amazon, $35, no big deal, and I bought it. But maybe that's the issue, is the MIDI to USB. But how many channels is the noise engineering one?
8.
Oh.
Wow.
And it's gates plus CV or just gates?
It can be whatever you want. Like you get the interface is really easy to pick, so it can be gates, CV, it can be polyphonic. You can even chain a couple together. Yeah, it's pretty dope. And
So it's 8. So it's not as many as Mutant Brain.
Right. But it's rock solid.
Tight. Yeah, right. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I should think about that.
Word. Well, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling with some music. I know, Ali, you gotta bounce here soon. I want to say thank you so much for coming on and chit chatting with us and sharing and
for sure.
Doing some live stuff too.
Thank you.
Yeah, always great, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Good to be on with the homies and the homegirls. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Good to see you.
It's always good to see you, Ali.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
All right.
All right.
Man. Good
Peace.
seeing you. Thank you. Yeah. So I think like to swing it to the other side of the BPM spectrum. Let's do some Travarsi, yo.
Yeah.
You did before we drop into this. I know you just did a sound pack, right?
Yes,
God,
I did.
damn.
Yes.
You're busy. That's
That
good.
sound pack is fun, man. Super fun.
Thank you. I appreciate
You can't spend $20 better than that. Come on.
Yeah.
So
And-
fun.
And you also that Signals performance was amazing.
Mhm.
It was
Thank
so
you.
good.
Great. Really
So
great.
fun.
That was an ambitious thing you all did there. So
Yeah.
the passing the.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so dope. Yeah.
So
right?
cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
That was so cool.
Thank you.
And if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, New York Modular Society did Signals. Was that last weekend? Jeez, I feel like everything's a blur.
2
2 weeks.
Two-
2 weekends.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Right.
And wow, everybody here was in there. So yeah,
Yeah, man, we all played.
yeah, we all
Yeah.
played. So big
That
shout
was a
out.
good night.
That was a
fun.
great night. Yeah,
So good. So
that
good.
was so good.
Frey killed it. Like their
Oh, let's talk about
vocals,
that.
like
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Let's talk about that.
What?
Woo,
yeah.
shit. Dude, by the end of the set, the whole chat was like, what the fuck are we seeing?
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was shockingly good.
Yeah, it was good.
That
God
was
damn
dope.
it.
That's
Thanks, you
dope.
guys. That thing that I used as a microphone is a phonic bloom. It's sort of like an interactive sound world device. It's not a mic. And when I wrote the company and said I used it as a mic, they were like, it's not a mic. And then I sent them the video and they're like, okay.
Okay, it's a mic now.
They're like, it's
It
a
sounded
mic.
great. It sounded great.
Yeah,
Fucking awesome.
yeah. If you have, and don't do it now, everybody. But like after this, go look up those streams. They're being put up. I think it's still on Twitch, and I know they're putting some stuff up on YouTube. I just redid mine and reposted mine up because
Mine too. I was like, I don't want it disappearing off of this.
I know. I reposted mine too.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's somebody in the chat is asking for a direct link for your sample pack. Actually, he's an old
nice.
friend of mine who now lives in Denver, guys. You gotta meet this guy. Yeah.
All right.
So he's an extremely talented music producer genius. Friend of mine named Jason Ward. He's in the chat right now.
What up, Jason?
Nice.
You guys have
Hey,
got to.
Jason.
I mean, you got to meet. We were buddies in Riverside in the late '80s and early '90s, and he's still just legit doing it. He's like the Ableton guru. And Jason, I'm going to paste this link in for you. Here's the link to Travarsi's sample pack.
Yeah, and now let's
Thank you.
listen to some Travarsi tracks.
Yes.
Where we got up? I don't even.
Yes.
I'm
I
blind.
posted the link in the chat. So
Okay.
Oh, you did. Sorry, mine is right after yours because I'm an idiot. Look, it's right there.
Wait,
Sorry, man.
did you pull? Oh, you pulled my tracks? Okay.
No, just the link to the sample pack.
No, so the thing is that I don't think you can post any links.
I
Only-
did, but it doesn't show up like a link.
Only if you're a moderator you can post actual
Oh,
links, so
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. They had to make me a moderator to post links.
I'm just so stupid. It's like right under yours. I'm like, here you go,
Oh my
Jason.
but
Click.
nobody else can see it.
Jana, you have to work
That's
on
the
that
thing.
self-talk, my brother. You
I
gotta work on
know. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
Like, yeah, it's like it's like when does self-deprecating like
You've been
become
doing that all
pathetic,
night.
right? Yeah. It's
God.
true.
So I pulled in Travarsi's recommendation that you sent by email. So which one are we playing?
Oh, I thought we were gonna play one of her tracks real quick.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
one of her tracks. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I gave recommendations.
You gave recommendations, but
Yeah, but we're playing one of your
I
tracks.
recommend people check out
Play
some
the
of yours.
sample pack. No, I'm kidding.
Just play each sample.
Each sample with this. Hit record, everybody. No, it's joking.
Just play each sample. Hey, Monoscene, I realized
I
that
have a track.
all the links I sent you, I put on the wrong tab. I put them on the
I
Nate
figured
show.
it out now. That's why I was confused.
I know. It's like
first,
it's
because
right at
he's
the
like,
top,
"That's the
man. He's
link."
like,
I'm
nope,
not a
no, it's
pushy.
not.
That's funny.
So I got.
Sorry, man.
Yes, no worries. No worries.
Here,
We're figuring this out as we go. So I
We got the Terminal album.
yes. So here's
cool.
some
There we go. There we go.
Travarsi,
Sweet, sweet.
and here we go.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah.
Fantastic energy.
Love it.
Thanks.
Love it. It's so cool. So cool.
Okay, patch notes.
Patch
Oh,
notes.
geez.
How'd you do that?
Well, that was like a lot of Eric synths, drum modules at that time, and the vocal, I don't even know. I just found it, and then for like mixing, one of my favorite reverbs to use is the Fab Filter, the Pro R. I love that reverb. So that. But I mixed that. I played all the drums with modular, and then the synths were some software synths, and then I mixed it in Ableton.
Nice.
Yeah.
It sounds so good.
I think you're feeling like maybe doing a little jam for us here tonight.
I'm not really.
I feel like it might be possible.
I don't know. Like
I think I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
no,
we
it's
can move
Yeah,
on in the show.
we
and
just
you can
like
prepare a little, and then we can come back.
I'm in the middle of attempting a patch for the first time on our new big case. So,
is this the one you're recording for Modular World? Awesome.
yes,
Good.
yes, yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Actually, Space Racer and I, we've been talking about, in all seriousness, like doing a patch together, but
Sweet.
on our new rig. So
Sweet. Imagine, like 2 cameras going. Oh,
yeah. I have like, yeah, we got a
Sweet.
camera session.
That sounds great.
Jono's.
HR terrors, like I called it. Yeah.
Jono's over here trying to get like people to play live, get patches for his show.
Come on.
Well, had I known, I was
Sorry, man. Sorry.
arrived more prepared. But
Sorry, man.
You're funny, man. No, that's cool.
It's all live.
Yeah, I love your approach to techno. It's so cool. It's so great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so strong, and the builds are so great. So I know, like, how's this real quick? How's SoCal Society doing? How's the crew doing right now?
Everyone's doing pretty well. I mean, I think we're itching to do like another live event.
Yeah.
We had so much fun with you guys the last time, because everyone's been like building and like we've been ordering modules to build. Like I just ordered the Re 606 to build that, and
From
Brandy
Michigan? From Michigan Synthworks?
No, from that Dinsing.
Dinsing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brandy's ready to build, so we were maybe do like a live soldering thing, like, or something. I don't know, but we're definitely wanting to do something. So yeah. Well, and of course we want you guys involved, so you'll know.
Yeah. It's funny. I think like the summit you did at the very beginning when COVID hit and all that really kind of. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like that really kicked off a whole bunch of it. I mean, definitely kicked off our society to start doing more live stuff, and
definitely
very cool.
It's been really awesome because of all that communication that we had at that summit. It's like it's crazy. It's like it's so amazing. It's something that I think we always wanted to have happen, but it was just too hard. The logistics seemed like such a difficult thing, which is kind of funny to think about in hindsight now of like our limitations. But now that we're forced to do everything live, and have these conversations, we got Brooklyn and California in the same room.
Yeah. I was at the summit. I was in the audience. I checked out most of what you guys did. It was really amazing. And I'm new. I was like, am I in New York Modular Society? And they're like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, cool. But they're actually doing a streaming. I think they're streaming every weekend, but tomorrow they're doing a streaming, a Black Lives Matter kind of benefit streaming on their thing too. So everybody's keeping it moving and keeping the causes in mind too. But I guess that synth summit kind of kicked it off for a lot of people. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good. That's good to hear. Yeah. Like, and I felt like that's where we all got a real chance to connect. And so, yeah, we're definitely in the works, planning.
Yeah, I mean, you guys marathoned it. That was like,
yeah,
that was amazing.
Yeah.
2 solid days. Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. That was great. Well, I appreciate it and everything you're doing, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing all the great music and the samples and stuff like that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Cool.
I wanna like I know we're hanging out a lot. And I wanna play some more music. So
Yeah.
it's fair. I know we have a track of yours coming up.
Wait,
too.
no. This is
No?
a track of mine. No, I didn't. Oh wait,
You're gonna set up
no.
Drexia.
Are you on? Oh, Drexia. Yeah, I don't have anything on
Say dark
Bandcamp.
hair.
You can lecture me later, Jono, about that. Okay, so I think I did mention that that I grew up with Drexia, and I really love Drexia because I like the Afrofuturist myth that they discovered. Real quick, their myth was instead of like space is the place, that in the Middle Passage, sick and pregnant enslaved African women were thrown overboard, and they went undersea and birthed a race that actually evolved further than the human race. And so Drexia musically told the story of this world, and just kind of sonically built this place over several albums. And then at the end of their record time, they still have stuff coming out, but they're not. That's a long story. But they actually bought a star and named it Grava 4, and that's the name of their last record. So the myth started under the sea, and then the Drexian people found their rightful home on the planet or star of Grava 4. But I think this is we'll play like a piece of Bubble Metropolis. Is that what you guys had?
I think so. Yeah.
Picked out Bubble Metropolis by Drexia. Yeah. But a duo connected to underground resistance and the Detroit scene, you know, and then in that Afrofuturist vein. And another thing that I really loved about them too was that for a long time they didn't reveal their identities. They also really believed in being of service through music, and so we didn't mention Afro-Rack actually, but they also did like music programming for underserved youth, and so they're inspiring to me. Yeah.
Yep.
Very nice. All right, so Bubble Metropolis.
Bubble Metropolis.
There you go.
Cool.
This is Drexian Cruiser Control Bubble 1 to Lardosian Cruiser 8-203X. Please decrease your speed to 1.788.4 kilobonds. Thank you. Lardosian Cruiser 8-203X. Please use extra caution as you pass the Aqua construction site on the side of the Aquabahn. I repeat, proceed with caution.
Oh.
Yeah.
So dope.
Oh.
I know. I love them so much. You know, the thing about them too, when they would have a record come out, it'd be like 1990 something, but the record release date would be like 1642 or something like that. Like they just like
Yeah.
they were like right there with it, you know.
Like really really world building with their music.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
That's cool.
And yeah.
Their stuff is really hard to find. Like there's this one album on Bandcamp. They have one on Spotify. But I was looking through Amazon here. I'm like, come on, like where can I just buy the whole discography?
I know.
And
I know.
Amazon, some of these audio CDs are like, there's one that's for $900. There's one that's for $800. You know, it's like, really?
There's a ton of stuff on YouTube, actually. I mean,
I want to own it. I want to own it. I don't want the.
I hear that.
You know,
on vinyl.
Vinyl for 137 for Grava 4.
There you go.
It's like, come on, really?
Yeah.
It's rarity. It's rare. It's rare.
We might have to talk about your CDs.
Right.
What?
Oh, I think I posted in the thing, but I don't know if it's still available anymore. But that on the Attack magazine, they had one of their drum patterns made into like a poster or something like that.
Oh wow!
But you never know. They might reissue it again. So I just dropped the link for you.
Well,
all right, I'm gonna copy it. Thank you.
Everybody out there, go out there and get that Bandcamp album.
Yeah.
Let them send out some signals that they're loved. You know.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for bringing that to us. That's a good one. That's awesome.
Thanks to Jana for calling me up and being like, "Yo, come through."
Come through.
Talk about Drexia, because you had told me about it. I was like, "What's this Daughter of Drexia stuff?" And she's like, "You've never heard of Drexia?" I'm like, "Damn it!" And I researched it with her, and it's like Reflex. This is like all the labels and stuff that I was into in the late '90s, and I'm like, "How did this go over my head?" And they've actually got a track on this Warp Classics album, which I loved, and that they just went over my head. I didn't discover them. It's just embarrassing, is what it is.
There he goes again.
I mean, that's embarrassing. It's terrible.
It's okay, John.
It's not. It's inexcusable.
All right, that was Jono. Bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys. Thanks, man.
That's funny. Hilarious. More recommendations. Let's keep it going. Travarsi, I know you brought some. You brought some No Set Path.
Yes, that's what I was. Yeah, cool.
All right. Tell us a little bit about why you picked that. What do you know?
No Set Path is someone that I started to follow on Instagram. I believe he's in the chat tonight with us too as well.
Hello.
Like his videos just caught my eye, and like always making like really good music, and of course you get the whole like modular and gear porn to kind of go parallel with it. And we just started chatting, and like just again like somebody in our modular community that's just instant, that instant relationship of just nice. Like I think I even randomly asked him a question about Bitwig, didn't even know him, and then he like was all just came forthcoming with like information, like just right off the bat, like, hey, this and that, and we were just chatting, and but I think you guys will definitely enjoy. There's one, play Electro Bitch. Play that one.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to hear that just on principle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the way you said it, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I want to know her. I want to hang out with her.
All right. There we go.
And here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's in
I
there.
just bought the whole
Wow.
discography off Bandcamp.
It's funky.
Yep.
Those
Yeah,
drums
so
are
dope.
awesome.
Like that electro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Love that old school, like that acid 90s vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my era too, you know, so
Yeah. I want to like start breaking, you know?
yeah.
I was pop locking over here. Just like the gloves and everything, the little hat.
That's
That was
funny.
10 years earlier, David.
I was gonna say, but that's all right. No, but I like the hi-hat part. It was like interesting
God,
on top of
so
all the
rad.
other stuff in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And guys, just to say, I just bought the discography off his Bandcamp. There's 7 singles. He's selling it for $4.95. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Support
go.
the guy.
Come on now.
Support him.
Support him. That's right.
This
Yeah.
easy stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Check out
100%.
his Instagram too.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
cool.
followed him
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in Canada.
Yeah. Toronto.
Mhm. Yep.
That's cool. That's
I
cool.
love Toronto. Good for
Nice
you,
work.
man. That's some awesome
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh yeah. Agreed.
Fun.
That was a good pick. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, that was dope. Plus, he's in the chat, so that's double cool.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Oh,
Welcome.
he said there. I use dual. I don't have my glasses on, folks.
Muck slicers. That's that
To
Bafako.
toggle the hats. Got it.
Okay.
Very cool.
Oh, okay.
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 Shonda, remember when what's the Bafako guy's name again?
Manu.
Yeah, Manu. Remember when he was hanging out after NAMM, you know, and we went for dinner.
Yep.
And I asked him about that muck slicer. I was like, dude, that thing is amazing. Like, how does it work? And after he explained it to me, I didn't want it. It was like I like thought it was so cool and so easy and so like, you know, like it just kind of like spoke to me. And he was like explaining it, and I was like, fuck, I didn't get a word of what he said. I was like, I think that's over my head, man. I don't think I'm going there.
Yeah, you have the 301.
I do, but there, look, I thought that it was
Who's this
like
guy?
incoming audio, and then by where you put the sliders, it was like doing like an auto chop. So it was just what I wanted it to do versus what it actually did. I was like, oh, I don't get it. I'm not smart enough for this.
Did you see his new module that's coming out? I think I need that.
Yeah.
Which one's this?
I forgot the name of it, but I'll tell you what it
Percal?
was. Yes, and it has like the choke groups with the sliders.
Oh.
Yeah.
He is such a cool guy. I
Yeah.
love hanging. He was such a good guy.
Probably one of the nicest people. Yeah, I've ever met. Like,
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And really funny, and yeah.
That's cool. I was so enthralled by that last track, I forgot to like to queue up another one. I was just like,
What are we doing? Who are we?
What are we doing?
Fucking David, you're like, oh, I forgot to get the
Yeah, I was dancing, I was moving, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot we're doing a show here.
Come on. It's fine.
That's funny. Yeah.
Well, why don't we play some Jono?
Ah.
Oh.
Jonna, you're giving away. You're taking some of the your sales, right? Tell us about that real quick.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm turning on our AC here. It's getting hot in the room.
It's our last track.
Yeah, I released an EP today on Bandcamp, and I'm doing 50% of all my sales are going to it was either Black Lives Matter or ACLU, so I went for ACLU, but you know, I could really do both. Anyway, 50% of sales are going to that, and I got to tell you, man, it's just been selling all day. So I'm gonna be able to make a really good donation, which I'm kind of happy about.
Right on. That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you know, now that there's 2 or there's 3 releases up there, it like gave me an option to put a good discount for the whole discography. And a couple people have done that too. And I'm just like, right on, man.
Nice.
It's going to be a good donation. So it's sweet. Yeah.
Do you want
This is all modular. I called it Greed Gang for no reason. I just literally picked words which I thought sounded good. Same with the track names; they're just meaningless. And I forget which track I gave. I think it was the first track. Yeah, just play that one because it's the shortest.
Okay, here we go.
Jono. Jono does great.
And we're back.
We're back. Jono, like I love it because I think the last couple of things I've heard, like from Signals, and then also you did that UMS live stream too here in Colorado. Like you were doing a lot more like more abstract ambient stuff. So I hadn't heard like the drums in a minute. So that was cool.
I love the super glitchy insanity stuff just as much as the washed out ambient stuff. I can't like decide who I am, so I just kind of want to do both of it, honestly. I really love them equally.
How did you do that there? The
sorry?
Stuff? The glitchy stuff. How did you do the glitchy stuff?
God, you know what? That track was a long time ago, and I honestly don't. Well, I mean, for sure, Marbles is running all those ramps, and typically the percussion is coming something from a simulator. Yeah, I wish I could tell you, but I know that Marbles was running it.
Like the bubbly, like that you said was coming from the assimilator, like something that you sampled in the assimilator.
Yeah,
like that bubbly.
Yeah, I don't recall, but I know that when you're CVing bias on Marbles, because there's bias on both sides, bias on the trigger side and bias on the CV side, and when you CV those and drive those back and forth, yeah, it makes insanity happen. Marbles is so easy and powerful in that regard.
Very cool.
And the bass sounds, I know that I went through a phase where I was using single cycle waveforms in a simulator for just simple oscillator sounds and simple bass sounds. So it could have been something like that, and of course sequenced in Fluxus. That's my world as far as sequencing, which I'm not doing a lot of right now. Most of it is a lot more kind of free form and kind of not sequenced, and this was definitely sequenced.
So is this album or this new EP is it a collection of older stuff then, or is there some new stuff?
I just when I was when I had to curate my tracks for Data Cult, it made me like go through like the last year of recordings, and I compiled that that 1 hour set, and these were culled from that. So some of it was just stuff that I didn't even recall doing. Some of it was like, oh yeah, this was like a month ago, because all of it's dated, like in my file structures. And some of it's newer, some of it's older, but it's all in the past 9 months.
Yeah. And this is off the new label that you're on.
No, this was self-released. The new label is called Error Grid, and Olivier Egley, who is Nundale, started that label, and he put a bunch of us on that, and that's just awesome. And that was officially announced like today.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congrats, John.
Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, doing it with Olivier is just like is really half of it. I just love the guy, and he's the motherfucker who's going to do something that's going to be really unique and awesome too. His aesthetic and his sensibilities are just, that guy's sharp, and his music is awesome. But no, this today was self-released. And as far as for Error Grid, I agreed to do something with him in July. So I think by August that'll be out, and he's pressing vinyl, and we're going for it. So
wow, cool.
But that'll be just an EP, maybe 4 to 6 songs, and I have 2 of those done. And so far, those 2 tracks are software based. So we'll see. It'll be a mix of modular and software based.
What's a software?
Yeah. I just last week was interesting. Last week was interesting because I wanted a night in Cubase, with my VSTs, and I had a great sprint for 2 nights, and I cranked out tracks and I sent them, and so those are in, and those will be mixed with modular tracks.
Very cool.
I want to mention Eurogrid is donating their money today or
Aerogrid.
Yeah, Aerogrid. They're doing it to Beam.
Yeah, and I didn't know who Beam was, and it's actually really interesting. Is it okay if I read it?
Yeah, go for it, please. Yeah, this is good.
Because I was like donating to Beam, okay, and I just want to get it right. Okay, so Beam is an organization removing the barriers that Black people experience in getting access to mental health and healing. Just once again proving that there's just like so many little cool organizations doing great stuff. And once again, my brothers and sisters, it's time to put your money where your money. Wait, what is it? Money where you. Anyway, to fucking follow through and do something, basically. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool. There's actually a few labels that are doing something helpful today. I want to just kind of name a few of them, and we'll put these links in the descriptions too.
Rad.
Room 40 is giving to Indigenous AU orgs and Black Lives Matter. Mystery Circles is donating to Afro-Rack through June 7th. And I also want to give a shout out to Mystery Circles because it was actually an email I saw from him that kind of inspired me to want to like start focusing on that. He had a really good email about what drove him to do that, which is a great read. RVNG, they're also donating to Black Art Futures. Planet Mu, I never know if that's what I'm saying that right. They're also donating to Chicago Defender Charities. A Strangely Isolated Place, that label is donating to the NAACP. 12K is donating to ACLU and Urban League. And there might be more out there, and I'm sorry if I didn't get that information, but if you feel free to put that in chat if you know anybody else, any other artists or labels that are donating today.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, Bandcamp has an overview of all the labels that are donating on their page. I pulled those labels off because they had some kind of a modular connection. The artists using modular, so we have some of those artists in our playlist.
Yeah.
I think we have an Aerogrid track queued up. Should we listen to that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, this was Aerogrid's first release by Nundale. Yeah.
Nundale. Okay, cool.
nobody does it like Nundale. Just nobody.
So
Yeah.
That's
Like
killer.
that grindy industrial sounds.
It's incredible.
Mhm.
And you know, he's really curating a sound for this label. And you know, it's arguably a little bit of a stretch for me to design for that you know, for that aesthetic. Like I can go there. But you know, he's got like Snakes of Russia and Modect and Tyet from St. Petersburg, Russia. All these are dear friends of ours. And like those guys are in that pocket just naturally. And yeah, Nundale's he's good. Yeah, he's doing something special here. I'm really stoked to be involved.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he's killer. So we'll see what happens with that.
yeah, can't wait to hear more tracks coming out of that label. And
Well, I mean, we're all gonna be like releasing stuff like by the end of the year. You know, like he had a spreadsheet of like sign up for when you think you can get out, and I was the first one up. I'm like, yo, July. So,
cool.
But everybody else is gonna get out like before the end of the year on vinyl.
Sweet.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
That's good.
Very cool.
That's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, so once again, if like, go check that out. They're donating to Beam, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Definitely
really
go
unique one.
check that out. I finally got my phone to work so I can look at chat. I see, you know, our good homie Gerald Fjord is he's also donating his sales to Afro Rack. Colorado Modular Synth Society. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Love Aaron.
Yeah.
Love Aaron.
I don't know if we'll get
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're gonna get any sales on our compilation, but if we do, we'll donate to Afro Rack too. Hopefully. Do we have any Gerald's stuff we could play?
Yeah.
We
so do.
Gerald's like a good homie, and I know big supporter of Colorado Modular Synth Society. Cornerstone, really a player. So he's got an awesome approach, awesome aesthetic. Also, check out his Instagram if you.
Oh yeah, beautiful videos too.
So beautiful, right?
Yeah. The color.
The colors, yeah.
The music and the color, it's like
absolutely
great combination.
Yeah.
He played like real quick story. He played a show with when Heimbach was in town. We got a chance to play like a little secret show with him and Gerald said, "Oh, I'll play too." He's like, and he told me, he's like, "I just got a new mask." I was like, "What do you mean you just got a new mask?" So he likes to like get crazy like outfit stuff.
Yeah.
He had this wild like sun mask thing. I don't even know how to explain it. It was so unique. It's like he brought all that aesthetic to the show. It's pretty amazing. So him live is awesome. Really awesome.
Dude, how do you patch with all that shit on?
Well, he not only did they have his rack, he was playing those gamelan strips.
Gamelan.
Morph Beats gamelan strips.
Yeah. Morph Beats is out here in Colorado too, so that's the connection. And yeah, so he was doing that, and the other, he was probably sweating bullets and.
Oh God, he must be in shape. That just sounds terrible. I hate to sweat.
You live in California, man.
That's exactly right. I hate to sweat. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to sweat, yo.
That's the quote of the night.
There it is. There it is.
All right, there it is. So we get some Gerald Fjord going. Yep. Let's pick one. Who wants to pick one?
I love everything he does.
Yeah. Pick one in the middle.
Number 4.
Oh, that's way. See, we're close.
All right.
I don't let
Word. Word, word. There it is.
Man, how could you cut that off? Oh my god.
It's a vibe.
Lovely vibey.
Yeah.
Oh, rad. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I know you're working on something else, Gerald. I know it is. I've been seeing him getting some new modules coming through Zinsta. So maybe that means a new album. I don't know.
Kip Schwinger says, I put some stuff on Bandcamp since the last listening party. Also matching Afarac donation for any sales.
Awesome.
All right.
So awesome to see people stepping up.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, Kip's usually on our show. He'll be back for probably our meetup, which is June 14th. Yeah, Kip's. We used Kip's one of his tracks for our new intro songs for the meetup, which is pretty fun.
That's so cool.
We're getting that show's way more put together, so my apologies.
No,
But
this
yeah.
is awesome. Come
Yeah.
on. This is great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to I know we're kind of like running a little late and behind and stuff. Travarsi, did you want to do one more recommendation before you got to bounce?
Sure. I think I sent you a link for Upright.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Dude, Upright. Good
There was
Lord.
2 tracks.
Do you remember his set on Signals?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's just amazing.
How about the first one? I'm trying to remember. I sent you 2 links, right?
Stole and Grace.
Let's hear the first one, the first link that I sent.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to like. Let me look back on my email to make sure I'm.
Fjord says, I've got a few things coming out, but next is an EP called Kick Os Snare, which is me playing over 5 different live drum tracks of all different drummers.
Well, that's cool.
Very cool.
That'd be cool.
Jeez.
All right.
All right, this is a rather short one.
That was clever, man.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it.
So many diverse sounds tonight.
Yeah.
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 That's the way. That is the way.
That track kind of reminds me of like some like that old like scoff kind of feel. You know what I
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dub
Mhm.
vibe.
mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a takeover. Yeah. Dig it. Dig it. That's a good one. You sent a lot of good ones. I'm gonna be digging into that list.
Cool.
Thank you.
I got to tell you the story though about how I first met Bryce in person. Like he, well, actually, I scratched it the second time I met him in person, because the first time I met him is when I played for Synthplex, and but when we did a SoCal Synth Society event, so he got out of music for a little while, and then he kind of got back into it. But he came to a meetup, and he showed up with his IntelliGel box, like the box, like it wasn't even unpacked yet, like of his new IntelliGel case. So that was our SoCal meetup. He was there, and I got this video of him like putting his first module in there. Well, fast forward past NAMM, and now he's like full case, probably a full nother, rack, like, and he's like going for it. But his music, it's dope. I really like it. So yeah, I thought I had to find something that he did and put it in here. So cool.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy too.
Yeah, I love the stories about like those people who come with like one module or just like, I just bought a rack and then we got a couple of those cats that like they're full on into it, putting out stuff.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's beautiful.
Love to see that. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? It's like it's like it's part of the reasons why I love doing this kind of stuff, because so many of these folks out here were probably less than a year or 2 years ago probably doubting if they were even going to get into modular, let alone put out releases.
Right. And then they like a few months later they have like a massive like rack and they're killing it.
Yeah. And they're giving like all the newbies advice, and they're just like, it's funny, it's great. We all become like teachers all of a sudden, for I mean, we're always learning too, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, I dig it. That's awesome.
Frey, when are you going to release something on modular?
Yeah, where's it coming?
Well, I guess the pandemic is probably going to create that opportunity for me. I'm working on a project right now. It was for a festival this summer that got canceled. It's a collaboration with a nomadic tribe of northern Siberia called the Evenki people. And so I'm putting some music of their creation myth. I'm arranging it with modular, and we were supposed to do it this summer, but now it's pushed till next summer. But they actually asked me to try to finish the music by the end of June, so I'm doing that right now. I'm always doing projects. I never do releases, but that's about to change, just like everything else. So
legacy, man, legacy.
I hear you. I hear you. Absolutely noted. Thank you.
Time just slipping through our fingers, man.
You're right. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
These are the times.
These are the days of our lives.
Anybody? 1970s? No.
Yeah. I think that's so.
We're the same age, Jono.
Yeah.
I know. You're the only one who got that reference. You know.
No.
Everyone else was like, God, that was
Like
really
sands
corny.
through the hourglass.
Like
There
sands
we
through the
go.
hourglass.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hated myself as well. Thank you.
There it is. That's funny.
Good.
You know that talk about legacy and stuff like that, and then you start doing that. I was thinking the other day it'd be fun to do something like it'd be fun to do a covers, like do modular cover, like a little album or show. It'd be fun to do that sometime.
Who's that one Instagram guy? He's not modular, but he does like pretty cheesy like 80s covers of like every 80s hits, and he's like he sings, he does all the keyboards, he like multi-tracks all of it. Super talented guy, but they're like
That could be a lot of people.
no, he's really popular.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Gerald Fiord?
Gerald Fiord.
Fiord.
maybe.
No.
80s stuff?
Yeah, and he's way too young to actually know what he's what he loves.
They got
You're
YouTube
not
now.
sort of thinking of Jacob Collier, are you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I watched some of his videos, and it's like it's funny. I mean, he's really into it, and he's he decently multi-tracks all of them and does pretty good covers, but his singing is kind of and he's really into it, all multi-tracked and layered, and
it's not you with just a wig on, is it?
it's not.
You're just trying to.
No, this kid's got to be like 20.
Oh, okay.
Well, that ain't
What
you.
was
Not
the name?
Jacob Collier.
Jacob Collier.
No, it's not Jacob. I don't think he's 20.
Well,
I think he's 21.
Jacob Collier.
well, I'll have to come back and probably do like a cover challenge, modular synth cover challenge.
I think I'd have to pass on that.
No way, come on, you don't have to do a song. You can do a theme song.
So you want to cover tracks on a modular, or you want to cover modular?
I'm gonna try to do WKRP in Cincinnati on modular.
Ooh.
You want to go that far back, or is it just like covers with
Baby.
I just want to try something hard. I think it'd be fun to do. I don't know.
I did one.
There you go.
I used modular and hardware, which was like a Felix the House Cat track.
Oh,
okay.
interesting. Actually, Miami Vice would be hot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
What about like Crockett's theme?
Yeah.
Crockett's theme. No? Anybody? I just aged myself again.
He's going. He's got deep cuts. He's got the deep cuts.
The deep cut. Dude, Crockett's theme? Nobody really?
I don't
God,
know.
Or Miami Vice.
I mean, I've seen people do Knight Rider. I mean, come on.
Crockett's
Okay.
theme. Okay, come on, I can read. Moduality says, can you guys comment on what you're doing for mastering? Ozone 9 and The Sort, or getting professional mastering?
Ah.
You guys want to touch that?
I mean, I just finished my second EP. That'll be out soon, I guess. I don't know when, but I don't know how to do any mastering stuff, so I just send it out. I decided I will get way more done if I just leave that part out.
Yeah.
So who do you send it to, Dave?
Who do I send? Oh, yeah, I sent it to oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I'm like blanking out. To my friend Grant. So I don't. He goes by Memory Bell. I don't think anyone's really. He's on. Is he on the compilation? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Grant Overbridge. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He does a bunch of like found sound stuff too. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. He does. It's like professional like sound stuff that he does. So, but he knows a ton about that kind of stuff. But I don't know anything about that. So I just send him my tracks because he's willing to take on the challenge. So, but that's how I do it. So, you master your own stuff? Do you guys master your own stuff?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I do my own mixing. Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Ray.
No. I was just like, I was echoing. You don't. I don't. Go for it.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say I do have my own like mixing, but no, just depending on the label where I release, they handle the mastering aspect.
Oh, nice.
Do you know who they send it to or how they do it?
Not off the top of my head because each label has a different. But that's something I guess I need to look into. The more I'm wanting to release more of my own like live tracks and then on my own. So I'm open for any suggestions. Jono.
Yeah, Jono.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't want to master other people's stuff. You know, like Nathan Moody does so well, but he's got like hardware and he does a great job, and I don't want to get in on that at all. I just don't want to do it. Plus, honestly, I don't think that I trust myself to master my own stuff. But I don't think I trust myself enough to master other people's stuff. I feel like I kind of stumble through it, and I'm comfortable doing it because I've done it for a long time. But I think that compared to somebody who maybe really knows what they're doing, I think I would be doing you a disservice, truly. Like, I mean, I'm not so wishy-washy with it that, I mean, I do mine, so I think it's good enough, but I don't want to do that on your stuff. Know what I mean? Like, it's good enough, I guess, you know, like that's how I would feel. But to answer Moduality's question, I have used Ozone 9. I think it's great. There's, you know, just like any software synth also, there's presets that are a great starting point. And there's ones that are like genre specific, you know, for like blues or rock or electronic, you know, whatever. I found those to be a little flat. But then there was like the all-purpose mastering group. So there's like the modern master, the warm, whatever, the this, the that. So I do that with a combination of Cubase, which is my DAW of choice. Cubase is kind of real stock stuff. Their brick wall limiter, and just kind of common sense EQ. Like you can see the graph, you can see where your problems are. So I'm not doing any automation, which is probably a real difference of people who really know what they're doing. But then I just listen through nice flat headphones, which I trust. I've had forever. Because my speakers I don't trust. I think they're nice, but they're not mastering kind of speakers. And then I just listen to it in a bunch of devices that I know. You know, how's it in the car? How's it here? How's it there? And I sleep on it. I listen to it again. But it's not like a big, awesome process. It's just kind of my own, and it works.
Right. I mean, I follow those similar principles when mixing, and I do use some of the Ozone plugins, especially because not just the mixing, but also to kind of boost those levels in that way to shop the tracks. So
right.
I call it my quick and dirty mastering because I don't really consider it to be like I'm actually mastering, but I use those similar approaches definitely.
One thing which I don't do is I don't master a finished stereo pair. I master as I mix. So like every channel has a little bit of stuff going on. And then on my stereo bus, I have like final master moves, but each track has its own like control to keep down. Specifically in that EP, which I released today, there's a 20-minute track, which is inexcusably stupid. And that one has a lot of action. and I think it could have gotten really messy, and it arguably maybe still is, but there's enough that's being kept down, so that I know it's not gonna just sound like garbage. But that one's pretty dense. So I think that would have been a good argument maybe to send out to somebody like Nathan to really see what he would do with it. Because he's a great guy, and that would be money well spent.
That is a question that, for me is like, what could somebody else do with it?
Right.
I do the quick and dirty thing. The stuff that I put on SoundCloud or whatever, I put it in Ableton. I put some plugins in there and just see that I can get it a little louder maybe, because I try to record to reasonable levels and then just boost it a little bit up, do some EQing and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm always wondering, like, what could somebody do with it? I had the chance to hear somebody else's track mastered by one person and mastered by another person, and it was like light years difference.
Oh my gosh.
Because one was mainly just louder and very much pushing it all the way, and the other track sounded wide, lush, and very it was completely different, and supposedly it was of the same finished stereo pair that they mastered off. So they didn't have access to stems or anything and do all that separately. So
yeah,
So
that to me it's big.
dynamics. They focused on the dynamics.
Yeah.
Bringing out the
Yeah,
track instead of
the second master was way more tailored towards the song versus just louder. So and
yeah.
so as I'm working on stuff, I'm thinking about what is it? Can I do that myself, even without like expensive plugins, right? Even with like just stock Ableton stuff or some freeware stuff, I can get it to sound decent even on different devices. But then I look at Nathan Moody's studio, right, and he has all the analog hardware and whatever, and can run a complete analog chain, I guess. So what is that? I'd love to try that and see what that really does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that stuff's cool too, but at the same time, like for me, like what I've really enjoyed working with Grant is that he's done this last EP, but he's done some other like single stuff that I've had to put out, and I really enjoyed just that relationship with him, and like now he knows that conversation. So even if and no disrespect to Nathan or anything like that, even if I had the money to put towards Nathan, I probably stuck with Grant because I'm growing with this guy, and he's like the second part, because it's like what you're saying, like I give it to him and it comes back. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even pick that up. I have shitty headphones, so I never would have heard that.
Yeah.
And he has a better ear, and he's gonna be like, you wanted that, right? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's what I want. So it's
really neat.
It's a dance, so it's cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, I actually heard a Lisa Belladonna record that sounded so beautiful, and I looked at who mastered it. It's a guy named Harold LaRue. And so I had some stuff that was kind of sonically in that zone, and I reached out to him. And you said that like a dance, because he was able to lead me to improve my mix, and give me some feedback. And so for certain things, like if he's available, it's just also sometimes I feel after I've spent so much time mixing that I want it now, but I'm too close to it. And so I don't mind passing it off to him because we have that relationship established now,
See, there's like artistic maturity in that, to know that like you can't, or it's hard to pull your head out of your own ass and to be able to really look at what you're doing,
Yeah.
because you're so into every choice and into everything, and to have somebody else's ears, it's gotta be right. That's smart, So for mastering my own stuff, that's probably, I'm not having that experience. I have no,
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's no wrong way of doing it. I mean, at the end
That's
of the day,
true, yeah, for
and
sure.
there's no reason why you have to do it the same way every time.
Right. Yeah. I guess there's some part of me that feels funny about mastering just a stereo pair. Like, you don't want the stems. Like, you could really make them all really sing. Like when I'm mastering, stems, I'm adjusting everybody's life in the mix. And I guess I feel like once it's been burned into a stereo pair, you obviously can't reach in and really fix things, but that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like all they want is a stereo pair.
Mm-hmm.
That's very strange to me.
But to me, that's the so as I'm learning, going through the process, that's the thing with the mix and the master, right? To me, in the chain, like I think that makes sense from a mastering perspective. If to my knowledge and definition, the master is not fixing those kind of things anymore that you would have to reach in.
Right.
And I think what I found is, much like I'm not rewriting that part, and I'm not re-recording that part. I'm also done with mixing.
Yeah.
But what if you fucked it up, and then mastering is like, well, there's nothing I can do to that.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, that's why, I mean, I've always learned, like, even taking, like, mixing, mastering courses, that they always said, like, you're supposed to be sort of mixing along the way anyway, making those surgical, mixing is making those little surgical movements as you're, laying out doing your production, especially if you're working in finishing your production in the box. So the master is, if it's a bad mix, you can't, if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. That's what I was always told. So your mix better be on point, because your mix is supposed to be this, so the master can bring out those elements. So
Kip Schwinger says that, Jono, it sounds like what you're really doing is mixing, though, if it's with stems, and it depends on how you define mastering. And I mean, you're absolutely right. But here's the mentality that's getting me through, is that I've got all the mastering plugins set up on the stereo bus out. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing as I'm hearing it, as I'm hearing a finished master limited, with the compression, right? So I do feel like those moves do affect what's coming out of the stereo final also. So it's kind of, I'm doing them both at the same time, because I want to turn on all that limiting and all the compression so that I can hear what my mixing and EQ and moves are really going to be. So I am kind of doing it at the same time.
Your stuff sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's keep doing what you do.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanks.
Yeah, I love it. Let's play something. Let's play some music. And Tarasi, I know you gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, and it was great to hang out with you guys. Great music.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Sorry, I didn't hear you. I have my window of Bandcamp, so like the suggestions, just like throwing them in the basket, throwing them in the basket. So I love these. I hope you do keep doing more of these, David.
Yeah. We'll definitely do one next one, and we might just keep doing some listening party shows. So, in your open invitation.
Thank you. Love hanging out with you guys, and I'll keep you posted on the SoCal Synth Society's next event.
Sweet.
Definitely going to involve some soldering. That's I'll guarantee you that.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
There in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it.
Night, Traverson.
Good night.
Awesome. I was gonna see if we can play some voltage controller.
Yes. Which track?
Actually, I was gonna say, let's go ahead and start off with that 30-minute mix. We're not gonna play the whole 30 minutes, but I'll just kind of cue this up. So I saw I love voltage controller. I think his stuff is amazing, and he has this quarantine ager, and he does he's got some scratching in there, which I love scratching. And so it looks like he just took his this whole album and then made it like a 30-minute mixtape. We're not gonna play the whole thing, but you can kind of hear how he's doing that. It's really fresh.
Shiro is so crucial. And if you want to follow somebody on Instagram who's just great to kind of follow and read, he's a real philosopher. He's so wicked creative, and I love Shiro.
Yeah, we have to get him on the show sometime. I would love to chat him up.
He's awesome.
All right, here we go.
Voltage controller. This is Los Angeles.
Yeah, check it. Yeah, check it. Yeah, check it.
Voltage control.
Yeah. I love turntablism.
Hey, man.
I know, like, he's just like mob bap, and then I love it. I've heard a lot of people scratch on top of their stuff, so it's so dope.
I just want to say one thing he said on his Instagram day before yesterday. I want to gingerly go here. All right, you started, Jono. Okay. He was like, and I think this is reasonable. I kind of saw this coming, with all of us doing our black squares on Instagram, black squares on Facebook, and he's like, all right. So I think the main vibe is like, that's nice and thank you. And now let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's actually make it count. Let's not make it one day. Thanks for the black square. And I think that's what this show's doing. But I think that, like, I don't know, like, how does like systemic racism get fixed and move forward? I mean, what is the,
It's interesting. One of my favorite quotes from the writer Toni Morrison, she says something to the effect of the purpose of freedom is to set others free. To me, that's sort of like, but the systemic thing, I mean, I know there's no easy solution, but one of the things that a lot of Black activists have always held is that white people need to talk to other white people, you know, so, or non-people of color need to talk to non-people of color and kind of like get each other on point and not always have to be educated and educate yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, you know, as an African-American woman, like I personally, you know, didn't come into this world like knowing, you know, Black nationalist literature and stuff. Like I read it, you know, and ignorance is a privilege, you know, so people need to just like check stuff out. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I love you, girl.
Thank you for saying that. I feel like you're right. Like it isn't gonna be like it can't be one day. It's not gonna be solved in one day. Something's been going on for hundreds of years. So, you know, just keep at it. And I think as far as like, you know, I was thinking a lot about, obviously like everybody else, thinking so much about this and trying to think about doing this show or doing anything with the modular stuff right now, like try to put that lens on it. And I think we're kind of, again, like I think we're speaking to a very niche part of electronic music. So I feel like that's where like where I can focus at right now.
Right.
Obviously, there's other things I can do outside of this, that have nothing to do with music to, you know, make the world a better place. You know, so for like the next like half hour and the last hour and a half, you know, I think we're kind of talking about music and how that affects. And it's so important, you know. And music's so important, and it carries so many people. And I'm not talking about escapism, because that's another topic, and I could go off on that because I have feelings about that. But I'm talking about like actually like driving you, like the way people use music to do workout, the way that people, you know, to remind themselves, to hear lyrics or hear that beat, right? It's like your theme, and for some of us out there, this is our theme music.
Yeah, right. It's our DNA. Yeah.
Yeah. I truly believe music is the language of transformation.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is interesting now because, you know, that's for me what I've been thinking about. So I put a black square up, right? I haven't put up anything since, right? It's because I deeply think about now, what is the next thing? Am I going to go back to what I did before?
Right.
Or am I going to use this opportunity to, just for myself, I'm not thinking about followers and people that, you know, expect something or whatever. It's just, what do I expect from myself to go to as the next step?
Yeah.
You know, am I going to go back to what was before, or am I going to, you know, be more mindful about what I'm doing and try to attach something to the art that maybe has some impact on somebody? That's something that I'm thinking about a lot.
And how do we do that when it's not like I mean, most of us don't make, you know, music with lyrics in it. Like Frey, your performance at Signals was was
so powerful.
So powerful. But most of us don't have lyrics in our songs. So Monoscene, how do you put a message in a song with no lyrics? How do you see that?
Well, I've tried the lyrics. It was a performance for Freak Boutique where I used a fragment of singing that was so layered up and all of that, but it was something. Samples is another. You know, I've used samples from, you know, a political context of speeches and things like that, where that attach something to the music itself.
Got it.
So samples for me is definitely a source of inspiration. So I listen to, I don't know, a news broadcast or something like that, and somebody says something, or you hear something, you know, some snippet, and that is the inspiration for the music, or then the sample becomes a part of the music that transports some kind of meaning and message inside of that. But yeah, I've been thinking about that. Also, the the visual part is another, right? We're talking about audio, the music itself, but whether it is people doing visual art and on Instagram, it's just audio, it just doesn't really work on Instagram. But there's always the visual component to it that you make little videos, or and is there a way to attach a message that way, in the visual sense?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. No, I was thinking that I don't think that it always has to have words. I happen to use words at night. I think what really makes music transformative is when it has intention. And I think, like, for me, like, in the difference between like an idea and a concept is intention. And I don't think to be transformative that something has to be angry either. Like you can really like put intentional joy into the vibrational frequencies and when you're creating a patch, and that will come through, whether the person is keenly aware of it because they're being led by a lyric and a visual or not, in my belief.
Yeah, and I just want to jump on that too, because I totally feel you there. Like, on 2 points. One is, like, when we think about music being political, we have really good examples of that had no. Look at classical music, look at jazz, and there's plenty of pieces out there that at the time and place, even the title, but definitely the intention was saying something about the nature of the world and the landscape. And you're right, it doesn't have to be angry. I remember I was reading that David Byrne book, and he was talking about how when he was listening to like all his like South American songs about revolution, and they were like dancey songs. They were like, they were like upbeat. If you didn't know what the lyrics were, you would think it was a song about dancing or love or something, but it was really about revolution. But they weren't like angry. They weren't like Rage Against the Machine. It wasn't that. So I think I think like we have an instrument that can do all kinds of crazy things and be all kinds of different ways. And as much as like we like to play around with random, I love going into a patch with an idea in my head.
Sure. Yeah. Those David Byrne compilations were wonderful. Are you talking about Belleza Tropical and O Samba from the early 90s?
Yeah, so
those are so good.
Yeah, so in that his book, How Music is Made, I think I'm screwing up the title of that. When he was discovering all of that, when he was going through that phase of his life, and so
I was working at a record store in those years, and those came in as promos, and I was like, David Byrne compilations. I'm like, okay, I like Talking Heads. Cheers. What's this? And those two compilations, the first one was called Belleza Tropical. And man, oh man, that record is just gorgeous. And the second one was called O Samba. Music freaks out there, man. Find those albums.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure they're on Spotify. Ray Momo. No, yeah.
Oh, I liked Ray Momo.
Yeah.
Ray Momo was awesome.
Those were so good.
Yeah.
Solid.
Well, there's a good example of an artist who could have just played it a certain pop way and just totally made a ton of money and been whatever. But he took a lot of risks in and diversifying his sound and bringing a lot of people. Never would have. Yeah, so that was cool of him.
Another one who's done that like consistently through his career is Ry Cooder.
True.
Reaching out to all those Portuguese and Brazilian players, and the
Cuban, right? Didn't he do Buena Vista?
Right, yeah. The Buena Vista Social Club, and then all those solo records with all those artists from Buena Vista Social Club. Like he put out solo records with all those motherfuckers, and they were like 80 years old, and they were done with their careers. and he like reinvigorated their careers, and they toured again. I mean, geez,
Yeah.
so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's good. It's all good. I think you're gonna give us.
You want to cue something up?
Okay, yeah. So Matt Stewart is here in the chat, and this is a guy. This is back to our lyric conversation. So this is a real singer-songwriter guy, and partner of mine here in San Diego, and signed artist with Spotted Peccary, like real singer-songwriter. Gets into modular, and this track is all modular with vocals on it.
Nice.
And like a real message. And you know, he's a great singer, so that works. But yeah, you don't hear a lot of modular music like this. Can you scroll down and show the lyrics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mistress is a strange machine. Her motives still remain unseen. Soulless in a state of grace, without a conscience or a face. She is just the last device, calling for a sacrifice. We've already rung the bell, thrown our children down the well. They will drink the waters deep, shed their need for sex and sleep, awaken to the limitless, confronted by its emptiness. Where it takes them, where they'll go, we cannot see from here. Blood and flesh and hope and fear can only disappear. Biology will seem obscene, the remnants of a fading dream, rewired in a state of grace. Consciousness will have no face.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just don't hear a lot of modular music like that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah, go check it out, everybody. Pick it up. We're putting
With a
links.
bridge.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's a real lyricist, too. There's just, Yeah, I just cannot write lyrics. I've tried, and they're just always so pathetic. Like they're really bad.
What if I wrote you lyrics? Would you sing them?
Oh, sure.
Right.
Sure. You could be my Alex or my Getty Lee, or you could be my Neil Peart.
Oh.
Okay.
There's this band called Rush. Never mind.
I've heard. I was thinking Bernie Maupin.
Okay. Yeah. We could do the Elton and Bernie thing. Yeah.
But Rush, okay. Oh.
I don't know what kind of lyrics you're gonna think I'm gonna write you, man.
Well, that's
and
the
they
thing.
Rush.
Well, that's the thing is that I trust you to,
Okay.
I can be your
Fair
mouthpiece.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. You heard it here first. Sweet. Well, it's about almost midnight, and I just want to before we do one more track or whatever. Just want to just say real quick, thank you for everybody who's still here, who's been watching, and thank you all for joining us on this cool little show. This
shout out to my family, my sister. They've been texting me. They've been with it all night.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We're doing a show. I gotta put out the announcement tomorrow or Sunday. But we're gonna do our next meetup on June 14th. And that's gonna be around noon Mountain Time. And I know we're gonna talk about sampling and samplers. So that in modular. So that should be really fun. We think we're gonna get 101 Music to come on, talk about their new module, and Renku Corp. So who's knows a ton.
That guy's a monster.
Yeah, I got the monster system is
fucking A.
Monster sound would be cool. So
yeah, good for you. He's great.
That'd be a fun one. And then in July we're gonna do the Colorado Modular Synth Festival. We do that online. So starting to talk to people, and I'll be talking to you all about getting involved in that. So yeah, a lot going on.
Yes, please.
Yeah, a lot going on. Oh,
that's
and
great.
anybody's out there, Freak Boutique's coming back online. WMD's Freak Boutique is on Monday. Yeah, 8 p.m.
No, it starts at 7.
7
Mountain Time. We're starting 1 hour early.
1 hour early. Just so happens that Monoscene and myself got selected to play that, so we'll be playing.
God.
Nice. Congratulations. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's always a
Good for
wild
you.
one. It's like a lottery system that they always do. So it's so funny that we got picked because we've been so busy. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I have nothing prepared.
Right, it's like awesome. Fuck.
So sweet. Okay.
I've been writing down a lot of notes for music stuff. So speaking about writing with stuff with intentionality, I've been trying to focus on that this year.
I'm literally unpatched right there. There's no cable plugged in. So
yeah, me too.
Me too.
It's so liberating, right?
It
So
is.
good.
It is.
After signals, I I thought about doing something with the patch, and I just took it off, and it's all good.
Yeah, man. That way you ended it was like,
It's all good.
you could have like Hendrix did, you just set it on fire and just walked away, dude.
Go all Jimmy at Monterey.
Exactly.
So do you have your own like recording of that, or does it just live on Twitch?
I did do a recording, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I have. See, I tried to master it. So I have a recording. I want to put it on SoundCloud. I'm working on it.
What about you, Frey?
I did not record it. I had a lot of technical difficulties that night, but I did get. You know what's weird? I got the video. I got the video from they chopped up the Twitch.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that I didn't hear from the live stream that's actually in the video. So I don't understand what that's about. But I cut the 6 or 8 minutes that I like out of it and posted it. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't share it far and wide. I just uploaded it on my little YouTube channel with 30 subscribers.
On your little YouTube? So is this like
my
a
little
different
YouTube channel?
So it's like a different it's a different YouTube?
My lowly YouTube.
It's like little YouTube, and then there's YouTube.
Yeah, like little Mikey.
Oh.
I was like, imagine just like a little village, a little small
village.
YouTubes.
A little YouTube.
With little videos and little monitors.
Just
all analog tube TVs.
Yes,
exactly. The original tubes.
Yes.
YouTube.
Your tube.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, I'll have to go check that out. I have to go find. You might have a few people go check
a little YouTube.
Yeah, invade the village, and hang out. Hang out. Yeah. Mine was all chopped up, so I didn't, and my recorder screwed up, so I just woke up the next morning and like recorded it, and I just posted it, and it's funny because I did it. I was like, okay, I gotta like, I wanna like try it one more time, and I just redid the whole thing, just like recorded it in one take.
Good for you.
And I posted it, and then the funny thing is, I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, like I didn't even like comb my hair. I have this like big bed head, so when you watch it. I literally like just woke up the next morning and just gave it a go. I didn't even like dress it up. I did bring my plant back for it though.
Oh, the plant! The plant was quite
so
topic.
My kids love that I have these plants here. They're like, "Oh, that's so cool! You have these fake plants." So now I just lay them around.
But the chat was going crazy because the plant was tipped over.
Oh, that was so funny.
Why is that plant tipped over? What is he going to do with that plant?
Why was it tipped over?
Oh, I was just making jokes about like actually before when you were playing, I think I was saying something about like I was like, wow, is surprisingly a low amount of plants in all this modular videos.
I gotta tell you something. So my dad, bless my dad, so he watched, and he always says his things like, I don't understand this music, but it seemed like people are blah blah. It was good to, whatever. Yeah. And he said that he was like, "What was all the talk about the house plants?" And I'm like, Dad, it's hard to understand. Like, you gotta be on Instagram, you gotta follow all these people and see all their plants, and
so funny.
Just impossible.
Really great.
It's so funny, and it's funny. I mean, it's ironic because like I am a huge like tree person. I love trees and all that kind of stuff. But I just think it's kind of funny to always have them. So yeah, so I think most of my next like videos will just have these guys hanging out with me.
Nice.
A lot of people spend a lot of time strategically placing plants in videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. I get it. And as my wife will always point out to me, a lot more people take more time cleaning up their space. And I'm like, yeah, not here. And that was the kind of funny thing. I thought that like there she goes.
Yeah, I just saw it fall in the background.
That's classic. So Planty. But it's funny, like
Planty.
But I thought that was this goes. Yeah, I thought it was funny, like, the way we have everything dressed up for Instagram. But at that Signals Fest, it was like raw. It was like in people's rooms, and they're like,
It's true. I saw people's kitchens.
kitchens.
Yeah. I went
That's
low
my
light, or
printer
else you would have
right
seen
there.
it. Your printer, nice.
Yeah. That's my printer. Right
Yeah.
Very
there.
cool.
It's keeping it real.
My
If I-
Yeah,
T-shirt.
real. What's
If I
behind
didn't
you?
have my black back, that's the rest of my basement unfinished.
Ah,
Yeah,
So,
it's empty void.
it's where all of the junk is. So.
Awesome. Well, I think we should pick a song for an outro. What do you guys think? I don't have one picked.
Well, we had I think we had Kip Schwinger on the
Oh,
on
okay.
the chat. We should at
he
least
still
play
here?
it. Kip Schwinger. Is he still there?
You might have fell asleep.
His printers are the new plants.
That would be funny. This is just like all these little different HPs and.
Hey, who's Mystery Circles? Who added? Who's that person?
But Mystery Circles is a label.
Oh, because
Um,
they have Ellen Peel on there, and she and I
Yeah.
have been talking, and she is really
yeah,
wicked talented.
Ellen's awesome. So I'll just how about maybe this kind of maybe we can do something like with them. But so Mystery Circles, I've been talking to them for a while, and they way back when we started doing our meetups, he actually sent me out some tapes of different artists to give away for giveaways and some cool shirts. They do cool merch. Their whole style is dope. The whole way that they approach their labels, really cool. But he put out a really cool email like last week, or I guess this week. I honestly don't even know what day it is. I mean, I know what it is, but but he was saying something like, he kind of said like, I've been approached by Afrorack to do something with him before, and it kind of was like a back burner thing, and he didn't get to it. Just other things came up, and now in light of everything, he's like, was kind of saying like, that was probably like shouldn't have been a back burner thing. It should have been something I wanted. Should have got straightforward to. So now he's putting out in front, like they're giving their sales today to Afrorack. And I think that's really cool that
awesome.
he kind of like just kind of admitted that, like I just didn't think it was as important as it is now. So, I think it's important that we recognize that people are going to change their behaviors and they're going to change their attitudes and things that it's funny because I think that I thought COVID was doing that, but it wasn't doing enough, right? So people were starting to like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be the same person after COVID. And like, there's still some shit that's gonna be the same. So that would have to really change. So that was cool that he said that, and I thought that was really really honest of him just to do that. And so and then I just felt like after that I saw a lot of other people doing that, which is cool. Not to say that he started it by any means, but I definitely think that I definitely do. I like seeing people trying.
Yeah.
Kip Schwinger is still here, he says.
Sweet.
And we can play more. I'm good playing more, but
I'm good. I'm good.
I gotta bounce.
I gotta bounce. It's 2:15.
Oh, I know you stayed
oh
up.
wow, yes.
But
2:15.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the interwebs or something.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Come back, hang out with us anytime.
My pleasure. Talk to you soon.
Take
All
care.
right. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Aw.
That's awesome.
She's awesome. I've really enjoyed talking with her these past few weeks. We've been having some good chats. She's great.
All right, let's play some music.
All right.
And
What's the new stuff?
That is tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Nick is the man.
Right on, Nick.
Tasty, baby.
Tasty. Love it.
Makes me think of some like God, I can't quite place the artist. It's like after IDM. This is like late 90s, early 2000s, and I'm trying to think of the artist who it makes me think of. Anyway.
Yeah, it does have a kind of a. What is? Yeah, I feel.
I'm gonna think of it in just a second. I'm gonna think of it. I mean, it's a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you said like late 90s, they remind me of like that kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
hey, Moduality, man, thanks for getting my my new EP on Bandcamp. Thank you. Moduality Music. Thanks, man. Orbital. Okay, yeah. I mean, Orbital, sure.
Yes.
I was, God, I can't think of who it was.
Or it sounded like Orbital.
I was gonna say
Orbital, sure, yeah.
I was gonna say. No, I'm not gonna say that. It's been a while since I heard that.
But I mean, you know, like I also feel that like none of us want to be compared to a thing. It's like, man, I don't sound like them. Come on.
Oh
know?
yeah, I hear you. No.
Like, oh, come on, I'm doing my own thing, which I feel you. I feel you.
It's just there's sometimes these things that are like nostalgic, like these like little like
right. It's like a reminiscent little
Yeah, this makes you kind of nostalgic for like, oh, that would mix really well with this and that, you know.
Right. Right.
I've been going through like all my. Well, I haven't been going through my records. I've been staring at my record, and a lot of my stuff is all early 2000, late 90s, 98 to 2005. That's like all I have.
Like remember like Future Sound of London? Remember those two guys?
Oh yeah.
You know, but they had a sound that could be like, you know, really different in like every song too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're just so talented. I always liked them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, I know that there was like a. I felt like earlier in the year people were teasing about like them coming out with some stuff.
They were great.
They've been releasing some more things over the years, like not full albums, but
yeah.
You mean Future Sound of London?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Like single tracks. I want to say that they put some or remixes or stuff like that. They put that out.
But yeah, ISDN, that was like the one that was like.
That was a good one.
Dead Cities is my favorite.
Me too.
Yeah, this is dope.
They did something. I'm a huge Cocktail Twins fan, and they did something with Elizabeth Fraser. It was like one of their last things, and she just kind of like she sang on it, but it wasn't like, you know, she just kind of like more like vocalized over it in true like Elizabeth Fraser style, and it was okay, you know. And I was just really hoping for like, you know. This is post, you know, Cocktail Twins, and I was just like, right on, give me something. It was sort of a, you know. Don't be threatening Elizabeth Fraser and then come up false. I mean, you know, it was like Massive Attack with Elizabeth Fraser. I was like, okay, it's okay. It's not awesome. It's okay. So, are we gonna play some Robert Ike Aubrey Lowe?
Yes. Let's do that. To close it out, one more track.
A high-end heavyweight technician. Holy cow!
Oh my gosh! So
tell me a little bit about him because.
So
this is about as heavy as it gets, man. Yeah.
When I got into modular, I didn't have anything, like any synthesizer or anything. So I started, getting into like reading about it, and I watched a video of Robert Ike Aubrey Lowe, a live performance where he started out. It was like an auditorium, kind of like a university auditorium.
I know this one.
And he starts out with this drone, just this like very simple waveform that's just going and going and going and then builds. And I was completely blown away. So that was one of the most, for my own development in modular, one of the most transformative experiences, just watching that, sitting there and just watching that. I gotta find that and watch that again. That was really,
I mean, this guy's like real, like modular royalty, and like deserving,
yeah,
like no attitude, just a real like sonic adventurer. You know what I mean?
And this is an album that then came out in 2017. He hasn't released much that I've found since, but this is really, it's really unique, an album with lots of shorter kind of things. So I think I want to just start at the beginning, and it's like a 2-minute track, the first two or so, but just listen to that.
Sweet.
I also read that he's on Twitter saying that he's also donating the money from Bandcamp today to the Brooklyn Trans Femme Association. I think I might have said that wrong. I'm sorry, Black Trans Femmes in the Arts and the Brooklyn Bail Fund. So he's donating sales from his new collection, Mind Control. So yeah, I mean, just to kind of come back to how this all started. Yeah, a lot of people out there donating, money at a time when a lot of people aren't working, which I think is pretty amazing to
Yeah.
sacrifice on sacrifice. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of respect for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so thank you everybody for coming down. I appreciate it. Jono, thank you for sticking with us.
Yep.
I love you guys. Are you
That's
kidding me?
great.
We
I
love
love
you
it.
too. Yeah. Jono, it's so great. I love that you were calling me today and you were so hyped about like the people you were talking to, and I'm just like, that's awesome. So I appreciate you being a part of this and being interwoven with us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a community freak, man. I love it. It's what I want.
Yep.
Well, thanks for including me.
When's the next Modular World?
Well, I think I'm going for next Saturday, the 13th.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. For those who are still there, tomorrow, New York Modular Society, they have a pretty cool stream going on Twitch tomorrow. I put a link in the chat earlier, so you can look that up. Check it out tomorrow.
Yeah, and they're donating the money that people give them via Twitch. I still don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
I had like a bunch of diamonds and I was doing it. I was like, go the train.
Hype
John,
train.
You're gonna have to teach me what the heck's going on Twitch. I'm so
all the widgets and all the stuff. I'm not good at that stuff. I mean, I know how to set up the templates in Streamlabs OBS, but tying them into all the bits and the coins and the stuff is just I'm not.
Yeah. Well.
Is it okay if I just promote something that's going on Monday, which I'm involved in?
No, yeah, go for it. Yeah, promote away.
It's strange, and I think it's the best way to say it. It'll be interesting.
Okay.
Is it possible I could post a link in here?
Why don't you send it to
the private chat? I'll post it from the.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, and also, then send. Yeah, we can also put in the description too.
Right. So what this is I talked to some people in St. Petersburg, Russia, who run a little collective there about sending me some modular musicians for Modular World. And they will, and they are, and that was fine. But the conversation really turned into they wanted me to play on this live stream collaboration improv with a bunch of noise artists there for this place called Sound Museum. That's this like old, it's been there for decades, this place right in St. Petersburg that has a super hipster great scene. And they wanted me to be part of this event that's happening on Monday. So I'm playing with 3 other people who I've never met. And one of them is like a pianist, and one of them uses these old traditional instruments, and one of them does electronics. And I'm going to do my thing. And it's going to be 20 minutes, and it's just like I have just no idea where it's going to go.
That's fun. That's good.
Yeah. So it's at 9 p.m. St. Petersburg, and I think we have 10 hours on them. So it's whatever that is, 9 minus 10. So it's like 11 a.m. Pacific.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I don't think there's going to be a huge American audience watching this, but I'm just kind of interested in how that'll be. And this guy who I spoke to works for Sound Museum for this place, and he's their curator for all their events. His name is Ilya. And that's happening Monday. So you posted that link in there. So I guess if you want to watch that, I think that I would just subscribe to their YouTube channel, and then you'll get the ping. Because I'm not even sure really how to promote it here. Like, are people going to tune in? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's why not? I love it. When you did that UMS one, that was like kind of during the day, and that was during the week.
That was like 5. Yeah, it was like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
This is noon, right?
Well, it's 11 Pacific.
That's new us.
Yeah, that's noon here. So
right.
Perfect.
It's lunch break.
It's crazy. Like the YouTube event, or sorry, the Facebook event has like they wrote a bio and it's all in Russian, and I recognize my name written in it. It's very, very strange looking.
I used to play a video game, and there was like a Russian kind of block that played, and we used to go play with those guys, and I had so much fun. They would start yelling at each other in Russian and be like, "Okay, does that mean we go, or do we stay, or are they arguing, or is it just have?"
And then out of nowhere, they all kill you. It's like,
yeah,
again, they were saying that go for the Americans.
yeah. Well, yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be awesome. I'll definitely check it out. I love that kind of stuff. I love all that. I used to play with this guitar guy, Roger Green, and he does like a lot of ambient guitar, huge pedals and all that kind of stuff. And I play with him, and he'd always be like, "What are we doing?" He's like, "Just do whatever, man." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
So are you playing all together? Is it 20-minute set?
Yeah. So it's going to be like this, where there's 4 windows of just 4 of us playing, and
sound.
I just gotta very actively listen and not stomp all over the flowers, and just make sure I've got little parts going, and I have just no idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah, well, you have the perfect instrument, and you know what you're doing. You'll be fine.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Just stay off the grid. I mean, like.
Well, for sure. I mean, honestly, I think I really want to just patch from scratch.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like, I mean, how could I come up with things that I think might be cool or work? It's sort of like taking a bunch of play toys to like when you're going to take mushrooms. It's like, I'll have fun doing this. And then you get there and it's like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to kind of listen and start fucking around.
That's cool.
Yeah. Do the Robert IKR below things. Just one note and just see how those frequencies interact with what they're doing.
Right.
That sounds really interesting.
Well, the guy was telling me that in classic, like very not American style, like these people just love to just like make noise and just to like stack up a bunch of avant-garde soundscapes. And it's like, we don't have patience for that here. Like like I have a few noise artist friends, but this is like even further. This is way out.
Cool.
It's just that stuff just doesn't fly here as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People just don't have patience for it.
I'm sure
I do.
I'm sure there's a scene. I'm sure there's a group out there, but it's not. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to generalize the sounds. What's going on? I barely know what's going on in regular music. Not because I don't want to. I just who has time to keep up with all those sub scenes? You know.
Right.
I found the video that I was talking about earlier. That was him at Brighton Modular Meets.
That's the one I've seen. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll put a.
Okay, good.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well.
Cool.
Thanks for rolling with the punches on this one. It was fun.
Super fun.
And thanks to everybody still out there. Yeah.
Well, I see that you still have you still have 1,700 viewers right now. Oh, no.
Oh,
it's 7. I saw 1,700 for some reason.
You're gonna have optimistic eyes.
Gerald is still there.
Oh, there's 8.
Hey, Gerald.
It just went to 8.
Gerald,
just saying.
Send me some postage money, Gerald, and I'll send you your hoodie and your beanie. And if you don't do it, then I'm gonna send it to Jono. I don't know.
Do you have a 2XL? Just by the way.
I don't have anything.
All right. Well, when you do order, okay,
Yeah, I will.
think of the girls here. Okay. I need a 2XL.
Okay.
I will represent. I will wear it. Tell me how much. I'll Venmo it. I'm ready.
We'll have to get you like a tank top version or something. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, wow.
I just don't know. I just don't know if you're gonna want Colorado gear in San Diego. I just feel like it's a little.
What are you talking about?
No. The look is good, but like we like you gotta have winter clothes.
I'm not gonna wear a tank top. That will be wasted shipping.
Get him a beanie. That
I won't wear a beanie. No.
You'll burn up.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Like people look cool in beanies. Like I think that looks really good.
I know.
Like that looks good.
I put it on. My wife said, "You look different."
People look good in beanies. I look like an absolute asshole in beanies.
I'll get you a jacket.
But these are really
What are
nice.
they, like hoodies?
Yeah, zip up. They're really.
But you know what? That we're always looking at doing new gear. So actually, last thing we were looking at. This is kind of cool. And sorry, like anybody who's watching is like, this is not the show.
Hey man, they can choose to stay. They can choose to stay or leave.
It's right. So have you seen these things? They look like kind of like fanny packs, but they go around your shoulders.
I don't want that.
So, but hold on, hear me out. So they got this kind of cool look to them, but we found one that would be like perfect for holding patch cables. So, yeah.
What's there to laugh about?
Why are you laughing? I'm gonna get them.
I don't want that.
I totally. That's pro.
A fanny pack for patch cables. No, I don't want that. Hey, did you see on that? When was that? On the New York Modular night, there was. Remember the night before there was that Hangout chat Zoom thing, and we were all, people were all showing how they stack their cables, and how they kept them.
Yeah.
Were you part of that?
I missed that.
I don't think I was there for that.
Was that previous night? But it was Loki. Their main guy, Loki.
But
that guy's funny.
BC Loki. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was showing how he keeps his cables, and he's got like a plastic grocery bag, like from the supermarket, like the thin plastic ones, and he just keeps them in that. And when he patches, he's just like trying to find the right length one he wants, and he's just pulling them out like spaghetti out of this bag.
Yeah.
And we were all like, it was just like nails on the chalkboard,
Yeah, I'm not much better right now.
It was bad.
You could be.
It was bad. It just like totally stressed me out.
See, the thing is, you could have two of those,
He's back with the fanny packs.
A Kimbo
you could have
style.
the shorties here, the long ones here.
Like a band, like the banderino. I forgot what they call it. There's a name
like
for
the
it.
bullets.
Yeah, like that.
See, of course, Gerald Fjord says he won a banana hammock for my banana cables.
Now I'm picturing that. I'm just
This is a great way to end the show.
Yeah. All right.
I'm picturing that now.
That's awesome.
So, thank you everybody in the chat.
All right, we'll see you soon. See you on New York Modular tomorrow night. See you around noon for Jono and his Russian friends. and then Monday night, see what the Mono Scene and myself and a few others end up doing for Freak Boutique.
We got 8 people, I think.
So how do we see Freak Boutique? Where is it?
So we're gonna run it in Zoom, but we're gonna run it out of Zoom into YouTube.
Okay, and it's on whose YouTube?
WMD.
Yeah, WMD devices.
Oh, of course, because it's Freak Boutique, because it's Alex. Yeah.
WMD devices.
I got to talk with Alex actually. I need to talk with him about a simulator. I have some questions.
Yeah, do that.
he's like the assimilator guy because they build Rossum. You know?
Yeah.
Don't forget to get Shauna the assimilator.
I just called Paul and he's already sold it. No, there's a lot of people in our group that have those.
She's been calling me all week because she knows that I'm the assimilator.
We'll find her one. We'll find her one. We'll get
and
one.
she borrowed it. And she's like, okay, how do I this? How do I that? And I've been telling her like over the phone and text, like, okay, try to this, try to that.
We'll find one. We'll put it out
she's gonna murder that thing.
Oh yeah, she'll kill it.
Girlfriend's gonna kill that thing.
And we and you need to talk about Flux One.
Fluxus?
Yeah.
You like Fluxus?
Yeah, I mean.
You have one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we talked about that, right?
But we don't talk about it enough, and I want to talk to somebody about the new beta.
Yeah, I didn't download it, but I'm really interested, and I'm so glad that Tenkai's back and doing things.
Me too.
Very strange.
Let's talk about that offline. All right.
Okay.
Thanks everybody. I think I can get this thing. How do I do this?
Just hit stop.